back to the CSLIP website. So tomorrow morning, when you go to the CSLIP webpage, actually, oh, it's up here now. So this tab here on the left, CSLIP application, that's where you will click to go to the application portal. So again, that is a new page. It's going to pop up on the left-hand menu underneath application information. So when you click to submit an application, this is what you'll first see. It's going to look familiar to the past few years, but you've got a few comments first that you should read through. Just will help make your experience a little smoother. So remember that any questions with the red asterisk are required, and they must be filled out before submitting. And then some of the questions have a limitation on text length. So we'll tell you if there's a character limit, it'll be noted. And then the application works best on Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox. We do not recommend using Internet Explorer. And then, all right, I'm going to jump into the demonstration. We are going to just using a random made up project. So it's just an example. But so the first question is, have you met with MPO staff for a pre-application meeting this year? So again, just a reminder that is a requirement according to the policies, and it has to be an pre-application meeting from this year, from 2023. Okay, so if you were to click no, it's not going to let you move forward. But if you were to click yes, then it's going to populate with the next question, which says, have you reviewed the text above and all information available on the CSLIP website, including the program policies and list of required documentation posted on the application information page? And if you click no, it's not going to let you move forward, or it's going to recommend that you read this before moving forward. So we're going to click yes and move on to the next page. So page 2 begins with a request for your project name. So the project name, again, this is just a made-up project. This is just an example. We're going to call it CSLIP bike lanes, and then we're going to click complete streets. So it's going to ask you to pick one of the 4 categories that best represents a project. So either compartmentalize into complete streets, safety and security, sustainability initiatives, or technology advancements. And then it asks for a brief description of the project, and there's a character limit of 200. So we're going to keep it pretty short and sweet, but you can see in the bottom right, it tells you how many you have left. And then select the agency that you're applying on behalf of. So I'm going to say it gives a choice to select any of the municipalities. And then if you, and also SFRTA, VCT, Broward County, public schools, and then other. So I'm just going to choose other and fill out the Broward MPO. And it asks if you're going to be filling out multiple applications this year. So I'm going to say no. And then just a quick note that if you were to say yes, it's going to ask you if there's a prioritization of these applications. And that a quick reminder that any prioritization must be done via a resolution of support from your agency's governing body. So, so let's say that we did have a prioritization. We would click yes, if not, no, and then it lets you move on. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to click no. To keep it simple, and then is this a joint application? No. If you were to click yes, it's going to ask you to list your partner agency, and then it's got a reminder that a resolution is required from that partner agency, and you'll have to provide that resolution from the partner agency. So if whoever is the project lead would be filling out this application on behalf of everyone, but it's just a reminder that you do need a resolution of support from your partner agency. So let's see, we're going to say no and move on. So we're on page 3 now, which is the applicant information page. So I'm going to enter in my name here. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm copy pasting. I've got my Word document of the question list open on one monitor, and then on the other monitor is the Survey 123 application. So I'm just easily able to toggle back and forth, copy paste. And then will you be the main contact moving forward? Yes. If you do click no, there is going to be an opportunity to provide the main contact's name and email address. So say you're having maybe somebody an administrative staff person help fill out this application, but they're not actually going to be the main point of contact for the project. This is where you could have them enter in that main point of contact's information. So I'm going to say that I am. And then I'm going to ask if you're aware that all of the projects submitted through CSLIP, if awarded and programmed, would need to be delivered through the local agency program. And you would click yes. If you click no, it gives you this nice red message, a reminder that it has to be delivered via LAP. And then is your agency interested in having the Metro Transportation Engineering and Construction Cooperative, or MTEC, manage the project if awarded? And you can click yes or no, and we just collect that data and share that information with our MTEC team, just so they have a heads up. I'm going to click yes. All right. So now we're looking at page 4, the facility location and limits. Let's see, facility location. This is going to be an anonymous random location, and we're going to use point A to B. But you do have lots of room to write in. If it's a multi-segment project, this is where you could take the opportunity to share with us all the different segments of your project, because the map below, as you'll see in a second, does not allow you really to draw multiple segments. So this would be a good place here. And then obviously when you upload in the document upload section, when you upload your project location map, that's another place where you can show us all the locations of your project. So this map here is just for instructional purposes only. So it's the tool interface instructions. So this is kind of a preview of what you're going to see when you keep scrolling, and it's giving you it has a legend describing what all the different buttons do. So you can see that right here, the upper right hand corner, this represents the map gallery. So you can change like the base map if it's easier to see aerial or whatever you want to use. And then B is the lines. That's where you'll click to start drawing your line that represents your project. C is the display zoom. So you can zoom in and out here with the plus and minus buttons. Obviously this is kind of self-explanatory, but here you can type in where it says find address or place. You can type in an address and have it zoom right to it. D is the default map view, so it's kind of like a reset. And then E is find my location. I've actually never used that before, but that'd be interesting to test out how accurate that is. So I encourage you to, if you want to try to hop to your location, if you're on your work computer, for example, in Coral Springs, and you want the map to zoom to Coral Springs, you can click E. And then F is enlarge map. So basically what we're going to do here, it gives a couple instructions of how to do this. I'm just going to do a live demonstration with you. I'm going to fill in, let's see. So I'm gonna, okay, so it's saying your browser is not showing your location. It cannot find my current location. So that's fine. I'm gonna click out of that. Again, here, this is where you can zoom in and out using the plus and minus. For me, it doesn't work if I scroll. So it says you have to click control scroll. So yeah, you can either click control on your keyboard and scroll, or you can use these plus minus buttons to toggle back and forth. So I'm going to go, out to sunrise, for example. And I'm going to draw an imaginary project. So I'm going to click on that line. Then I'm going to click once. And then I'm going to stretch, and I'm not holding the mouse, I'm not holding the right button down. I'm just dragging, and then I click again. And if I wanted to, I could keep going and keep, drawing different segments, click, and then move around, click, 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 or to finish, you just double click. So there's your segment. If you mess up, that's fine. You can delete it and start again, or you can edit on your existing line. So it's pretty user friendly. If you have any questions about it, let us know. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. All right, page 5 is the eligibility verification criteria. So we want to know the facility type. I'm going to click it's a road, but you do have the option to select greenway or other and tell us about it. And then it asks if your agency owns the facility for the full extent of this project. I'm going to say yes, but if I were to say no, it asks you to select the other owner. So that helps us a lot when we look at these, doing the completeness review of these applications. All right. Is the project able to be constructed within the constraints of the right-of-way? Just remind you in a note here that right-of-way acquisition is not permitted or eligible for funding through CSLIP. So I'm going to say yes. Is the applicant's agency prepared to fund the operations and maintenance associated with the project? Yeah, I mean, if you say no, then you really shouldn't be moving forward with the project. So I'm hoping that everybody is going to select yes. And then it's just another reminder that you need to have the O&M commitment noted in your agency's resolution. All right, community support. So it's asking for a brief description of how community support for the project was gathered and evaluated, including consideration from Title VI and environmental justice populations. We also will ask for documentation of the public support in the document upload section, but this is where we ask for like a brief narrative. If you wanted to include a brief narrative to accompany the attachments that you submit, like meeting minutes or letters of support, something like that. And this is a new question from last year, but it's just asking for you to confirm that the local agency is satisfied with the public outreach that was conducted to notify the community and gather support. I'm going to say yes. I did not enter anything here. Okay, so that's actually a good example of how it'll stop you to make sure that if you didn't answer a required question, it forces you to go back and answer it so that you don't have any gaps in your application. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there and then move on. All right, so I'm just going to fill this out really quickly. This is the existing right-of-way. It's asking you the existing right-of-way width, the existing number of travel lanes, the proposed number of travel lanes, existing lane width, I'm going to say 12 feet, and then the proposed lane width is 11. Existing total roadway width. And then the proposed total roadway width. And the posted speed limit, let's say it's 35, and the design speed 35. And if it asks if there's proposed changes to the curb and gutter, I'm going to say no. All right, so and then this is the part where you can check off different scope elements. So any scope elements that are listed here that are going to be incorporated into your project, please check them off. You will have an opportunity to give a description very shortly in the application of what exactly is involved. Like, for example, if you click bike lanes or you know, ADA, it'll give you an opportunity to explain. So I'm just going to click off, check off bicycle lanes. And there's actually quite a long list here. So I'm just going to check one and see in this next page, this is where you have the opportunity to describe exactly what the improvements are under each of those scope elements. So for bike lanes, I'm just going to say widen existing roadway, yada yada. And again, it'll tell you how many characters you have left in the bottom right hand corner. All right, and then page 9 is the purpose and needs section. So it's going to ask you what problem this project is solving if installed. So I'm just going to put in an example here. So an example that we have in the notes here is that, oh, this project solves the problem of recent rapid growth in the western section of Broward County and the resulting traffic congestion on east-west facilities. So, and you have a pretty long character limit for this, 10,000. So you should have plenty of room. And then this one, the next one, also with the same character limit, it asks why this project would be the best solution. So we want to see that the city has put some thought into, you know, why this project is a good solution. if you worked with a consultant, and please, let us know, hey, we hired a consultant, they did a study, yada, yada, or, we have a master plan and this project, was plucked from the master plan. So it was, that process there has been thought out, and we're just pulling projects from there, whatever you want to tell us. And the last one on this page is asking how the project fulfills the commitment 2045 goals and objectives. So commitment 2045 meaning our 2045 MTP, or Metropolitan Transportation Plan. So I'm going to put an explanation in there. And we are almost towards the end. We're on page 10 now. Page 10 is the project cost. It's a pretty short page. So it's asking the estimated total construction cost. So the sum of all costs in the cost estimate sheet. I'm going to say, and then estimated funds for construction, which is the sum of the pay items in the cost estimate sheet. And then the estimated annual operation and maintenance costs. Okay, last section, the biggest section is the document upload page. So I'm going to briefly go through these instructions before we get into uploading the documents. All file types are supported. There is a size limit of 10 megabytes per file. So in a quantity of 1 file per question. So I would recommend consolidating if you have multiple files, like say you have multiple maps. I would recommend consolidating, like say you have 3 PDFs, consolidate them into one and upload that to the portal. If you have more than 1 file per question, we're just going to have to work together on how, to get that uploaded. But the easiest is just being able to do it all through this portal yourself. So again, you can use Adobe Acrobat to compress and merge the files or reduce the file size. If you don't have access to Adobe Acrobat software, there are online tools such as smallpdf.com that are free to use. And then after submitting the application, an email will be sent to both you and myself, the CSLIP manager. If that file size exceeds 10 megabytes, or if you have more than 1 file to upload, please notify me, and I will send you a link to a unique file transfer site that'll most likely be OneDrive, and we'll send it to you. So, but please don't wait to the last minute to do that, because I hate for you not to, meet the deadline because I couldn't send you the link in time. So, basically what we're saying here is that please notify me at least 48 hours prior to the CSLIP application deadline, and then I'll have 24 hours to send the link to you so that you have that little bit of a buffer there. And yeah, we do not grant additional time to upload additional documents, and the deadline is as advertised. Another tip is that long file names may cause an error when you go to submit. So try to limit the length of the name of your file. And it's helpful if you name the files. If it's a project map, name it project map. If it's a resolution of support, name it resolution of support. Just so it's really clear. Because what happens is I get a download of all these files from the document upload, and then I go through them. So I can rename them if need be, but it's makes my job a lot easier if you all name them, the appropriate name. So, all right, let's jump into uploading the files. So what I'm going to do is on my left-hand monitor, I've got a folder open with all of the required documents already in there. So I encourage you all to do the same, to create a file on your computer, where you're going to save those required documents to, and then when you're ready to submit, you've just got it all there in one place, and you can drag and drop. It makes this application process a lot easier. So let's see. All right, so location map, you can, it says drop file here or select file. So I'm going to go ahead and click select, and then I'm going to go, let's see. Okay, So I'm here, I've got my folder with everything, and I've named it, 1 location map. Let's see. This isn't in order, but 5 applicant resolution, 6, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna just drag in, I'm just gonna drop these in. So number 1, location map. There it is. So it's telling me it's a PDF, 79.1 kilobytes. And if you make a mistake, there's an option to delete it. And then I believe, yeah, this is the rename button. So you can even rename it here if you don't want to rename it in your file on your computer. And then existing proposed typical sections. Typicals. All right. Detailed scope for the proposed project. And again, on this red asterisk, that's if anything that's absolutely required. You're going to see that red asterisk. So there are some documents in this section that are, if applicable, they're not necessarily a requirement, and they will not have that red asterisk next to it. So detailed scope for the proposed project. There we go. Map denoting the right of way. Right-of-way documents, and again, we're looking for a right-of-way map, survey map, or plat map, not BCPA printouts. You can submit BCPA printouts as supplemental to that document if it helps kind of get a better picture. Or if you want to have a BCPA map and as your project location map and draw a line on it, that's fine. But we are looking for one of these documents to verify the right-of-way ownership and the right-of-way dimensions. So. All right, resolution from the applicant's governing board. So this, okay, so I'm going to upload, let's see, applicant resolution. So I've got, say I am a city that only really needs 1 resolution of support. What you can do is upload that same resolution of support for the next 2 questions, because you're basically what you're doing is saying that, hey, this resolution of support covers everything. It ticks all the boxes. I don't need multiple resolutions. And the reason why we're asking you to do that is because there's a red asterisk next to these next 2 questions, because they are required. And there are people who do submit multiple resolutions of support. So again, you could just click that and then upload the same resolution of support again for these. All right, and then detailed public support. So we're looking for examples or copies of public outreach flyers, mailers, e-blasts, meeting minutes, letters of support from HOAs, for example, maybe a copy of the presentation that was given at a public outreach meeting. So public support, there we go. And then completed FDOT cost estimate form. Just a reminder that this should be signed by a professional engineer. And then this is where you upload the FDOT TA funding application, or the Transportation Alternatives Set Aside Program funding application. It just gives you also a reminder of where you can find that form if you forgot to fill it out. This last opportunity to fill that out. So let's see, I'm gonna drop it here. Okay, and then now we're getting into the ones that are not necessarily always required. These are, if applicable. So page from a local plan or program that references the project, you may or may not have this. And then provide any supporting data and technical analysis referencing the purpose and need. Example, if you have a part of your project scope is a lane elimination or a lane reduction, you would have needed to have a traffic study conducted, and then you would upload that traffic study here. And then let's see, okay, we got these in. Plan. If the project is part of a Broward MPO endorsed corridor study, upload the page where the project is referenced. Just a reminder that this would, if you upload it, earn your project some bonus points if it's identified in the MPO plan. I'm going to pretend that I have I have that and I'll upload it. And then the last one is if the project is adjacent to any upcoming or currently underway projects, then provide available documentation verifying those adjacent projects. Again, it's not required, but if you have that information, it's helpful to us to see that and kind of understand like the full context of the area, understand the background, and get the full picture. So pretend that I have that to upload, and that's it. So, you know, you can just do a double check, scroll up, make sure that nothing is red, you didn't forget anything. And then when you verify that you uploaded everything you need, go ahead and click next. And then it's saying it says by selecting agree below, you are stating that you have filled out this application to the best of your abilities using the most accurate information available to you. If you select decline, your application may become ineligible for programming through the CSLIP program. So if you want your application to move forward, click agree. And then when you press submit, you should, if you get an error, let me know, call me. So this says do not close out of the application and do not click the submit button multiple times. So click it once. If you get an error message, call me or email me and I'll look into it. Or I'll reach out to Juan, who can probably assist better than me. But yeah, and then if you have any complaints, questions, or concerns about civil rights or non-discrimination or special requests under the ADA, contact Carl. His information is here. So,